How do I find my passion? Are you asking yourself that question? Hey, this is Angela Carter with EarnMoneyWithAngela.com, and I want to share with you 4 questions that can help you unlock and uncover your passion. I was inspired to do this video because I am actually an internet marketing consultant, and I help people turn their passions into profit, into a business that they love and that they'll absolutely rock and excel in. So I was actually getting ready to do another video, and I was preparing my notes for that video, and I was just thinking about it, like, I love what I do now, but that wasn't always the case. A couple of years ago, I was actually practicing law as a licensed attorney, and I was in a job that I absolutely hated. I would go to work every single day and dread going, and even on Sundays, my whole mood would change. I don't know if you can relate to this, or if you're in a job that you hate, but my whole mood would change on Sundays because I knew that the next day, that Monday morning, I would have to get up again and go back to that place, just doing something that I didn't enjoy and that I didn't love. Well, I ended up figuring out and finding my passions and now being able to do it for a living. And so I want to give you 4 questions so that you can now start on your path to uncovering your passion and being able to now get paid to do it. So here's question number 1. What inspires you to create greatness? What inspires you to create greatness? Because see, your passion is something that when you do it, it's that activity that it matters to you how well you do it. It's, what do you care most about doing a great job in? It's also that thing that, you spend a lot of time on, and you look up and you look at the clock and you're like, man, 2 hours passed already? The time flies by when you do it. And the other thing is, and this kind of falls under this first question of what inspires you to create greatness, is you get upset when other people don't get it, or they don't do it right, or they don't do it properly, or you say things like, oh, it's not that hard. It's really easy. All you have to do is do this and this and this and this, because it comes so easy and naturally to you. So what inspires you to create greatness? What work or what activity or what thing that you do that it matters to you that you do it well? That, my friend, is a signal and a sign that you're actually doing your passion. Question number 2 is when are you the most creative? I don't know about you, but have you ever seen some of these people who, and you might be one of them, but who can come in a room and they say, oh, well, we could do this and we could do that, and we can move the furniture this way, and we could put this up and put this picture, and they just come up with all these ideas. I was never that person, and I never will become that person. But they just get all of these different ideas. Or you see someone who, they could take a look at a person and then they could say, oh, you know what, have you tried this haircut? Have you tried this, this hairstyle and this cut? And they have all of these ideas, maybe about an outfit that you wear, or, how to design your home. They have all of these ideas and they're creative. And I used to think, I'm not creative. I'm not artistic. I don't have my brother's artistic drawing skills and painting abilities. But the reality is your passion is when you are the most creative. It's when you have all of these ideas and insights and strategies. It's not just about being creative in terms of what we typically think of creative artistic ability, but it's about what is it, when do you get the most ideas and strategies? That will reveal to you maybe an area that you're operating in your passion. It's a sign that you are operating in your passion. Question number 3 is, what are you already spending time, energy, and money on? Here's a quick exercise. I want you to take a look at your books that you buy and that you read. What books are you reading? What CDs or DVDs do you buy? And do you notice a common reoccurring theme? That will help reveal to you what you actually enjoy studying and learning about, and that will reveal the topic that you're most interested in, and that's typically an area where you're the most passionate about. Question number 4 is, what do you love to talk about and to actually learn about and teach about? Because that subject is probably the area that you're most passionate about. So let me give you an example of how I actually, use those 4 questions to figure out my passion and how I am now able to now earn income from my passion. So let me see, what inspires me to do great work? Well, I realize that I really, really love it when I do something that I'm really great at. That question, that reoccurring theme for me, when I talked about that question number 3 about what books do you read, I've always been, I don't want to say obsessed, but I've always been very passionate about finding the ideal career for me. And then I ended up not being in the right career. But I'm passionate about, why is it that people don't know their passions? Why is it that people like me can be in a career for, a long period of time, or even, get prepared for a career and be in school, as long as I did, with undergrad and law school, and then still end up in a career that they don't enjoy, that they're not passionate about? Why are we failing in terms of making decisions like this? Why are career counselors and guidance counselors not equipping people to make these kind of decisions? That upsets me. Incompetence upsets me. Incompetence in myself and other people. That's what I'm passionate about, helping people become more competent in what they're doing and excel at what they're doing, right? So I always, would read books and assessments about how to figure out what your strengths are, how to figure out, what you're great at, what you're passionate about. So those are the things that I love to read. I love to read and I love to learn about marketing and business. And the reason why I love marketing and business is that when I decided to start my own law practice, I began to market it. And when I started attracting people to me and getting clients, then I realized, oh man, now I have to do the legal work. And that was a sign to me that, maybe I might need to stick with the marketing and the business, right? Maybe I like that more. And I was actually spending hours upon hours of reading additional books and blogs and webinars and trainings on marketing and business, but you could not pay me enough to learn and read outside of, work time about law. And that's what revealed to me that, hey, wait a second, maybe marketing and business is more of your passion. Also, I said, when are you the most creative? One of the things I realized when I first started learning about marketing and business, when I was marketing and learning how to market and grow my law practice, is I would, get on webinars and I would invest in training. I would hear people teach me how to market, and they would always talk about, creating this campaign around what it is that you're marketing and you're promoting. And I was like, I still don't understand this. So what came naturally to me is I actually decided, I said, I need to learn who campaigns for a living. And I thought about it. I was like, well, you know what? We just got through, this was in 2010, and we were just, got through the 2008 presidential campaign with President Obama. And I thought about it. I said, well, politicians campaign for a living. Maybe I can actually dissect what they do, how they get people to take action. Because, when I'm marketing, I want people to take action and hire me, as their attorney. So this is really about getting people to take action. So let me study people who help and inspire other people to take action and get out to vote and stand in a long line in cold weather. Like, if they can get somebody to do all of that, maybe I need to learn how they do it. So I began to dissect and break down President Obama's campaign. I looked at, number one, how he came out and he had a message. He had a unique stand. He said, I'm a Democrat. So he took a stance. And I said, okay, let me write that down. Take a stand. In doing that, he identified to his voters who he was, what he stood for, what he believed, because Democrats have a certain belief about the philosophy about running the government and running the country. So he then attracted people to him who believed what he believed, because he simply took a stand and said, here's who I am, here's what I believe, here's what I stand for. So I said, okay, take a stand. Second thing is he created this, slogan, right? Yes, we can. And he created that campaign slogan around what his voters cared about, what they wanted. And so I said, okay, how did he know that? Well, he took a survey. Okay, note to self, survey my target market. And then after he crafted that message, that campaign slogan, he then got out on the campaign trail and he began to get in front of his potential voters. And I said, okay, number 3, start getting out and getting in front of my target market. And then after, one of the things that I did, and I'll wrap this video up quickly here. But one of the things I started doing, and I started, you know what, let me see how he interacts with his potential voters. So I would read and I would watch town hall meetings, and I would see how he would answer their questions and how he would position himself as an expert. And I said, okay. And I would craft how I did my marketing, how I did my videos, my blogging. Anyway, what I'm trying to get you to see is that it just seemed natural to me to dissect what other people were doing and then apply what they were doing to my, I had ideas. I became very creative because now I was in my passion. And there is a time when, for you, it makes sense for you, right? When you look at and when you're operating in your passion, you see connections that other people don't see. It's like, who doesn't? Why wouldn't you not study? Why would you not study a campaign election if you're a marketer? It makes sense to me because it's my passion. And for you, when you operate in your passion, you're going to have ideas like that. I remember I was volunteering at church, and one of the ladies at my church, gifted in, just being creative and setting up a room. We were setting up a room for an event for our women's Bible study group, and I volunteered to help her out. Now, this is not my passion. So when I showed up, I just like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, there was no ideas. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, how do you think that would look if we put that here? And I was like, I don't know. It looks good, I guess. I had no idea absolutely what to do. But she, on the other hand, I mean, she had all these tables in the room, different colored tablecloths on each table. Then she had the centerpiece matching the color of the table. And I was like, you got all of that? You got all these ideas from just this room? Right? And to me, I was a fish out of water in that environment. But however, if she was in my environment, if she was teaching and training and coaching, and if she was in front of a room, in front of people, if she was talking about marketing, or if she was in that sort of environment, she would have been a fish out of water. She would say, Angela, you got all of that out of President Obama's campaign? Because that's my passion, and you have that too. There's an area of your life. There's some subject that when you talk about it, you see connections, you see ideas and insights and strategies that other people don't, and that's your passion. So to recap, 4 questions to uncover your passion. Number 1, what inspires you to create greatness? Number 2, when are you the most creative? And number 3, what are you currently spending your time, energy, and money on? And number 4, what do you love to talk about, learn about, and teach others? So those are the questions that you need to answer if you want to uncover your passion. Look, if you want to learn how I've been able to now take my passion of marketing and business and turn it into a business and turn it into something that I can profit from and see an impact in other people from. If you want to learn how to take your passions that you've now hopefully have uncovered through these 4 questions and now begin to earn an income from it by blogging and by doing internet marketing, you can go to earnmoneywithangela.com.